Welcome to the Breakup Recovery Podcasts by your host, Barbara Stevens. Discover the wisdom and remarkable insights of Barbara Stevens, breakup recovery mentor, author, and public speaker. Barbara offers programs and solutions for any breakup so you can turn your life around, create lasting changes for the better, and embrace life again.
Hello and welcome to Breakup Recovery Podcast. I'm Barbara Stevens and I'm a breakup recovery mentor. And this is episode number 061, Surviving Work When You're Breaking Up. The pain of breaking up can be so intense. It can leave you feeling battered and bruised, even though you haven't been in a physical fight. The first few days can be so numbing. You wonder if you'll ever have any good feelings again. You wonder what feeling normal actually feels like. This breakup has rocked your world. Breakups can leave you feeling anxious about your future. You wonder how you're going to survive on your own. Are you going to have enough money to make ends meet? And most of us have to work for a living in order to survive. So how do you cope at work and keep it together when the rest of your life is in turmoil? How do you make sure that your work performance is not affected by your breakup? And is this even possible? It can be very difficult for some people to completely separate work life from their private life. And often there is a blurred line that tries to separate the two. Some people might think that they can go through a personal crisis like a breakup or a separation and it not affect their work life. However, I have never met anyone that can honestly say that their work performance was not affected in some way by their breakup. It can be very difficult not to worry when you are at work about your problems. When you are going through a breakup, even though you might not notice it, but your attitude will be different. Your personality will possibly be a bit subdued. Your energy levels will be lower. Your concentration may be affected, and your availability will have changed. Of course, there is no right or wrong way to handle your breakup at work, though it is best to let your boss know so they understand why these changes are occurring. If you choose to not tell anyone at your workplace, then this can in turn create more stress and tension in your life. And this added tension and stress is something you should avoid. Some days will be more difficult than others. You might struggle with issues you did not struggle with the day before. Some days all you will feel like doing is staying at home and curling up in a ball and shutting yourself off from the rest of the world. There could be some days at work all you feel like doing is crying and locking yourself in the bathroom. Surviving at work during a breakup is about developing a coping strategy. And in this podcast episode, we will explore some strategies that you can put in place so that you can cope in your workplace during this difficult time. So often, being at work means meeting deadlines, performing tasks, being creative, continual customer support, and many more things. When you are going through a breakup, your focus on these tasks can be thrown off, and you feel frustrated as you know you are not performing to your best, but you don't know how long it's going to take for you to get back to a place where you are happy with your life and you are moving forward. It is going to take time for you to get back to feeling normal, how you did before the breakup. You are not a superhero, and if you keep pushing hard to get back to that normal feeling in a hurry, all you will be doing is putting pressure on yourself, an unrealistic pressure that cannot be maintained. Getting over a breakup takes time, and it takes a lot of inner work on yourself. It's okay to complete a job or a task a bit slower. There is no set time to getting back to feeling your old self, so don't beat yourself up about the time it is taking, and don't start to compare yourself with anyone else. We are all different, and we all process breakups in varying levels and paces. One of the first tips I'm going to give you, and this may be a hard one to do, but totally necessary if you are going to be able to get through your day at work, and that is to stay focused at work on work-related issues. The workplace is a place that you need to spend your time staying focused on your task that you're employed to do, and there are a number of reasons for this. You can't be spending all your time talking about your issues with your work colleagues or clients. This will become not only a distraction for yourself, but for the others you are confiding in. You don't want to be labelled by your co-workers as a drama queen. People can have different reactions to your circumstances depending on their own experiences, what they have previously experienced in their life, or what they are going through at the time. If they think that all that surrounds you is turmoil, crisis, and disruptions, then that is all they will know you for. Some people will avoid this sort of person at all costs. Others will want to know all the details and possibly gossip behind your back, judge you, and analyze your situation. Others will see you as weak and possibly take advantage in some way. It is very important that you tell your boss or employer what is happening with you. You don't need to go into all the details, but they should be aware so they understand the circumstances that are impacting on your work performance. It can also help to lighten the load if you've been stressing a lot. Most employers will be sympathetic about your situation and often offer to help you in any way that you need. It can be a difficult decision to share with your boss what is happening in your private life. They might be able to offer support in other areas other than work-related. The decision to tell your boss can often bring up other questions. How much should you share? What details do you need to provide? At what point do you stop the information so that you are not judged or your career is impacted in a negative way? I think it is important, at a minimum, that you share the basic details without embellishment. Your boss does not need to know all the ins and outs and every detail that is going on in your breakup. There is a fine line between providing not enough information and too much information. You don't want your breakup to be like a soap opera, but then again, you need to provide enough details so that your boss has got a good understanding of your circumstances. For instance, your boss does not need to know all the details of your arguments or what your partner has done or not done. So it's best to limit the information you are divulging to just the basics. No sugarcoating or downplaying. Just enough for them to get a better understanding of why you may be upset or sad. The information you are sharing might be you are separating from your partner. You are the one that is moving homes, so you might need some time off in the near future to sort out some details. If you don't feel comfortable saying that much, you could just limit the conversation to you are dealing with some issues outside the office, or you are dealing with a personal issue and you need some time off. You may possibly have to ask for some personal leave or ask your boss to rearrange your workload and schedule. You are not a machine. You do have feelings, and taking some time off to deal with your emotions and start the healing process is possibly a necessity. It could be best to take the time now rather than bottling it all up and it becoming a bigger issue down the track or affecting you in the long term. When you are discussing these issues with your boss, they may come up with some creative solutions that you may not have even thought of. Maybe working from home or remotely a few days a week could be an option. Being at home in familiar surroundings may have its benefits. Another tip is to treat your workplace as a time to escape from all your worries associated with your breakup. It can be a time that you say to yourself that you are not going to think of any of your concerns relating to your breakup. You are not going to think about your ex-partner and the grief he is causing you. You are not going to think about the tasks that need to be done. You are not going to think about how sad you are. Treat work as a place where you can take your mind off all your worries and immerse yourself in the tasks at hand, the things that you are being paid to do. It is a time that you will not dwell on the negatives of your breakup. It can be a time to meditate in your lunch hour. Think of work as a retreat from your breakup, a sanctuary, a place that you can go to each day to escape the feelings associated with your breakup. If you take up this option, then try to set a time in the day outside of work hours where you are going to think about or dwell on your situation. In this time period, and only this time period, you are going to give yourself permission to think about all of your problems, all of your difficulties, your troubles, your struggles with the breakup. Take this set amount of time to feel your emotions, your anger, your hurt, and your frustrations. Then, when the time frame has expired, refocus on the positives, the solutions, the answers, and the results you want in your life. Remember, our lives are not perfect, and neither are we. You have the control over these emotions, these thoughts, and your actions. You have the control over how you are going to think and react. And you have the control to put a time limit on how much you are going to spend each day worrying and focusing on your breakup. I would limit the time you are going to think about your breakup to no more than an hour each day, and stick to this time frame. Work out when you are going to take this hour. It could be first thing in the morning when you are taking a walk. It could be the first hour after you finish your work. But make a time and stick to it. A breakup is a time to reevaluate what is happening in your life, both on a work level and a personal level. Are you someone who finds it difficult to say no? So when it comes to work, are you the one that always puts your hand up to do an extra shift? Do you find it difficult to say no to extra work? Extra tasks that are beyond the scope of work you are employed to do? If this is you, then I would like you to ask yourself this question. What is the benefit for you to maintain this schedule of agreeing to do extra work? Sure, if you're getting paid to do an extra shift or overtime and you can use the money, but if you are doing extra things because you are being asked to by your boss, and it is impacting on your health, impacting on the time you could be spending with your family, or impacting on the time you could be looking after yourself in healthier ways, then it might be time to consider saying no and place more importance on your health and well-being. The first few months after your breakup, it is very important that you look after yourself. That means your physical side and your mental side. Now that can be easier said than done, but you must make sure that you are eating properly, that you are getting 8 hours sleep at night, that you are exercising on a regular basis. All these things need to be a part of your life, and if they are, they will help you to recover in a timely manner. There needs to be a balance between your work life and your private life. It's time to take care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, who will? Never forget how much you matter. If you feel that you are still struggling with your breakup, if you are experiencing intense feelings of anger, resentment, and bitterness, and it is taking over your life, I'm here to help you in this area of moving on and coping after your breakup. I work with my clients one-on-one through my 12 Inspirational Step program. If you want to learn more about how we can work together, contact me via email or my Facebook page, Barbara Stevens Breakup Recovery Mentor, and book in for my free 30-minute sounding board session, and we can set up a time that suits. In this free session, you will walk away with clarity about your situation, strategies and tools to start building the future you deserve, so together we can start your journey of recovery. All my information is on my website, www www.barbarastevens.com.au. If you don't want to miss an episode of Breakup Recovery Podcast, subscribe on iTunes, and I would appreciate it if you could take the time to leave a review and rate the show. Also, feel free to message me with any questions that you have about Breakup Recovery Podcasts or subjects you want me to cover in future podcast episodes by clicking on the contact button of my website or my Facebook page. I'm always looking for ways to help you recover from your breakup. And the last thing I'd like to say is, be gentle on yourself. You deserve happiness.
If you would like to hear previous Breakup Recovery podcasts, visit barbarastevens.com.au. Connect with Barbara Stevens on social media with Barbara Stevens Breakup Recovery Mentor on Facebook and at You'll Be Okay on Twitter. Read further blogs, view webinar replays, and download your free ebook, 3 Easy Steps to Surviving Your Breakup, and much more at barbarastevens.com.au.